Where are you from and what do you do in Korea?
I'm from Italy and I'm currently studying my master degree in India and ASEAN Studies at Hankook University of Foreign Studies, and I'm a KGSP scholar.
I'm from Indonesia and I'm studying here in Chung-Ang University for exchange program, like only 5 until 6 months.
I'm from the Philippines and I'm studying for my master's degree. So I go to Korea University and go to the Web School of International Studies.
Argentina.
Okay. What do you do in Korea?
I'm studying master's degree at Korea University.
Where are you from?
I'm from Singapore.
What do you do in Korea?
I'm a student at Yonsei University, pursuing a master's degree in political science.
Where are you from?
Argentina.
What do you do in Korea?
I'm studying a master at Sogang University.
I'm from Iran.
Okay. What do you do in Korea?
I have just freelance job. Yeah, I'm just marketing, computer parts and car parts. Yeah.
Where are you from?
I'm from Egypt.
What do you do in South Korea?
Currently, I'm a master's student in KAIST in Daejeon.
What do you think about North Korea?
I think that North Korea is an illiberal regime, and I emphasize with the plight of the North Korean citizens who are suffering under Kim Jong-un.
North Korea, I know nothing about North Korea actually, but as I heard that South Korea and North Korea has something, it's kind of a war, but as I know North Korea a little bit conservative comparing with South Korea, but as I know and the president is a Kim Jong-un, that's all.
North Korea is like any other country, I think, but of course they have like more because we don't know what they are doing internally, like their domestic policies and activities. So I think that's why a lot of people are more suspicious about North Korea, but I think they're just any other country acting on like other situations in international society, and like they just like react to how other countries treat them, I guess, too.
I think that North Korea people maybe suffer a lot, and that they don't have democracy.
I think that North Korea as a regime itself, they're very self-sufficient, and I find that North Korea is encapsulated with a very strong ideology, and its people are very committed to the idea that is propagated by the regime's leaders. So yes, and I think that how they see the West is very different from how outsiders see North Korea is.
Actually, before I came to Korea, I didn't have a lot of information because we don't receive much information in my country. After being here, I realized that we cannot have a full idea about what North Korea is because I haven't been there and I don't know anyone that has been there. So any information that we get is from the media. So from my point of view, I feel like they have a system of government that is cannot exist any longer. Like in this world, it's like part of an old like world structure.
Okay.
So I feel like it's hard for a country to survive in like international environment so close, like with closed borders and with a different type of government. So I imagine the situation there is like not easy for the people.
North Korea? I don't know, especially because I live in Korea before 2 years, so I can't any suggestion. Maybe it's okay.
It's okay?
Yeah.
It's a country, normal country, having some special situation, but at the end, it's a normal country.
Have you ever been afraid of North Korea while living here?
No, I have never been afraid of North Korea while living here, because I think that the chances of North Korea actually attacking and carrying out military action against South Korea are very slim. So I feel very safe and secure here in South Korea.
A little bit, because before I depart to Korea, South Korea of course, I heard that they tried nuclear something, like atomic nuclear. But after I arrived here, I feel safe, so it's nothing to worried about.
No. Nope. Yes. I've never been afraid of North Korea.
No. I don't think North Korea will attack South Korea.
No, to be honest, I feel that the threats that are raised by North Korea, it's not threatening at all. I feel that they are nothing more than empty threats, and I feel that being safe. I feel that I'm quite safe in South Korea, insofar as there is no aggression, and also there's this concept of mutually assured destruction that is very strong here. That if North Korea decides to engage in any aggression here, we are probably going to see a large-scale war that it's going to involve a lot of casualties, especially amongst civilians. Yep.
No. Actually, before we came with this scholarship, because of what I hear on the news, I was kind of afraid, and my family also. But after arriving in Korea, I realized that I don't know, it feels safe here. Yes.
No, not afraid.
Not at all?
Yeah.
Okay.
North Korea, South Korea, I don't any difference maybe because
So-
because I'm a foreigner. I'm not from North Korea, and I'm from Korea. My thing is North Korea, for Korea. No any comments maybe because I can't any visit to North Korea. If I go North Korea, so I can give you some suggestions. So I live in Korea 2 years, so I suggest you only South Korea.
Actually, no. Like all the rumors, every year we talk about like some attacks from North Korea, some disputes between both countries, but nothing happens. Since the civil war, nothing happened. So I don't think something will happen either.
What is your opinion about Korean reunification?
I hope that Korea unification can happen, and I think that it will happen because I think that sooner or later the North Korea regime will collapse and the two Koreas will be able to reunify.
When do you think it will happen?
It's difficult to make a prediction because we're in uncharted waters, but I'd say that 30 years. I give 30 years. Yeah.
Korean?
Yes. Like South and North Korea become one country.
Maybe it's good for the united and safe and something security, but I don't think everybody will agree if South Korea and North Korea will unite it. But
So you don't think they will reunify?
until now, maybe no. Mm.
I think reunification would be really hard because it's mostly South Korea's economy who would absorb it. So, like when I think about your reunification of two countries, it's mostly thinking about like practicality, like how much of it would be under the cost of South Korea, because it's only South Korea who could contribute more, like especially in terms of balancing the the debt and the quality of life. I think South Korea would have too many challenges, especially on that aspect.
I think it can be good for South Korea because they don't have young population, and North Korea has a lot of young population, and North Korea has a lot of resources, and South Korea doesn't have. And also it can be good for North Korea to help them with the problem of human rights. And so I think it can be good. Yeah.
I'm very pessimistic regarding the idea of unification in the Korean peninsula, simply because I feel that, number one, that there's a huge cultural difference between North and South Korea. Being separated for more than half a century, I feel that the people in North and South Korea share very different values, very different opinions about life, about politics, about economics. That itself is very difficult. And the second reason why I think unification is very difficult here is that unification, if it's going to happen, it is going to be a huge economic burden to South Korea. And I think the new generation of South Koreans you see here, they are not favorable to the idea of unification.
I think that whatever will happen, for sure, should be a peaceful resolution. I feel like for South Korea, the reunification will be good because North Korea has a lot of natural resources and young population. So I think that it would be good also for like North Korean people, like because they are living a complicated situation now. It can be good reunification, but I think also it's going to be very hard because even though there was only one country in the past, like the people have grown apart and I think they are very different, so it's going to be hard to adapt for both, like for North Koreans and for South Koreans to live together again.
Okay.
It's good, it's better. Yeah, not bad.
Not bad.
Yeah.
I think it's hard to impossible with the current situations. So I don't think it's going to happen very soon.
So, what do you think the most effective method for reunification could be?
I think that right now I've seen some documentaries and for example by smuggling videos and other like news from the outside world into North Korea to let North Korean people know actually what's happening outside in the world, and also trying to make them feel closer with their Korean South Korean counterparts. I think that's very important, and also trying to engage North Korea in the six-party talks or in other multilateral forums to try and bridge the gap that's in communication between North Korea and the other nations.
I think North Korean reunification, like the international community would be able to help in terms of trying to make them feel as a country that is not excluded. So it's important for them to be able to participate, to be given opportunity to participate in multilateral dialogues and say security forums, because I think that is also important. So we can also hear what North Korea is thinking about these things, because we don't know much about North Korea. So I think that's very important as well.
I think the government of South Korea, they should teach the population about this and how to accept North Korean people, because when North Korean people come, I think they will be discriminated in South Korea. And also another thing is to prepare for giving education to North Korean people.
The ethical method, I don't think there's any ethical method. I mean, when you look at
Effective.
any effective method, hard to say. I mean, if you look at the past history, you look at the different different time. Look at the times under different South Korean presidents. They all have pursued different kinds of policies. We look at Roh Moo-hyun and we look at Kim Dae-jung 대통령. They have pursued a sunshine policy, which is about engaging North Korea. It didn't work. And then you look at Lee Myung-bak, and then you look at Park Geun-hye, which is taking a more antagonistic approach. It's not working as well. So what I feel as an outsider, it feels like North Korea places. I mean, Kim Yo-ho Kyosunim from Yonsei Daeakyo, he once mentioned that the whole system of priorities, where as far as North Korea is concerned, it is about regime survival. Regime is the most important thing. And for the North Korean regime to survive, it cannot recognize South Korea. It cannot recognize the US. It cannot recognize its neighbors. And for that, it is always manipulating external circumstances to its own benefit. Whether it is South Korea giving more aid to North Korea, or whether South Korea is being more antagonistic or aggressionistic towards North Korea.
I think dialogue and cooperation will be the best way to do it.
Everything is best, yeah, because actually I live in Korea 2-3 years, but I cannot go other public places, visiting places. Just I work my private work and go back.
Media. I think the South Korean media is the worst thing that South Korean government is doing, because if you always show North Korea as the bad place or the bad country or the bad thing, the North Korean regime will use those pictures and use those ideas to strengthen their position inside the North Korean society. So at the end, people will always get convinced that the current regime of North Korea is the best option for them. They will never think of reunification. They will never think that South Korea is a good country. That's it. So the main weapon is to change the media perspective in South Korea.
How do you think other countries should help Korean unification?
Well, I think, especially, I think that countries that already had a past, for example, a past experience in unification, for example, like Germany. I know that they already have there's I think a joint task force between Germany and South Korea to share the experience of reunification and help actually South Korea understand more in how it can actually promote unification with North Korea. I think that other countries should continuously try to I would say put pressure in diplomatically on North Korea to try and open up. And for example, I know that Italy, where I'm from, we have some of our members of parliament who are engaged and actually often go to North Korea and try always to keep open the channel, because I think that if there's communications, there's exchanges, and through those exchanges, maybe unification will be possible.
What about Indonesia? What do you think?
Indonesia?
Do you think you can help?
In which part? Maybe yes, because we live in the same Asia. We live in the Asia part, but maybe not that big. I mean, like the influence for South Korea and North Korea, because we are not that influencing countries in United Nations, but probably for United States and Russia, because both of them are the big countries, probably they will help.
How do you think other countries should help North Korea, Korean reunification?
I don't. If they need resources, maybe some countries like US, because they are friends, maybe they can give some resources, or maybe.
Like from your point of view, like from Argentina?
Actually, Argentina doesn't know much about this issue, so I think it's good to teach about other countries, and especially for people that study international studies, maybe it's going to be a good, because the last unification, I don't know, maybe it was in Germany. It was many years ago, so for example, people my age don't remember. So, or were not even born or don't remember. So I think this would be a good contemporary issue to teach at school and for interest of international law students.
I think it's not a question about helping the two countries unify, but I feel like it's more a question of how do you mitigate, how do you not make sure, how do you ensure that things do not go out of proportions? I think a lot of the neighboring countries do not want anything to happen in the Korean Peninsula. They don't want any wars to take place. And I think that is what all the countries, especially China, Russia, and the US, I think that is their priority, and that is what they can do right now.
If South Korea is ever able to have a dialogue with North Korea about reunifications, the other countries should participate to support, like the process will be peaceful. So they should. I know that all the countries have a different interest, but I think it would be good if they can all achieve like a common interest for the peaceful reunification.
I don't think it's from other countries. It should be from both Koreans. That's it. No other country can do anything negative or positive. It's only from the Koreans. That's it.
Thank you.
Welcome.